What is going on, and welcome back to Rebel Rescue with me, FoggyPlays, on FM22. Today, we're taking on Waterford and Sligo Rovers in the league, because I haven't shown any games since the absolute travesty that was a 7-2 defeat against Celta Vigo. But as you can tell, form has been pretty good. Against Derry, unfortunately, we did not have a great time. First league defeat of the season, and then we ended up losing to St. Pat's as well, which was not ideal. I was going to say, same goalkeeper. Was not the same goalkeeper. Jumber played against St. Pat's, and it was really unfortunate. Beat Cove Ramblers 6-2, fairly comfortable. They did, however, take the lead. They put up much more of a fight than I was expecting in that game. But we cruised through, not a problem. Then we struggled to a 3-0 victory over Athlone. Sounds like we were comfortable. Really weren't. It was quite close. And then against UCD and Shelburne, we backed that up with 5-0 victories before we beat Dundalk 6-2. And then Derry 1-0. And most recently beat Waterford in the Munster Senior Cup semi-final 3-2. So we're playing them again today, but in the league. And as you can tell, the league is looking pretty good. We're top comfortably. Shelburne are having an absolute terrible time of it. Colin Whelan isn't as dominant as he normally would be. So maybe he's starting to wane in his powers. But we're top. That's all that matters. Derry are playing Shelburne, so it's an almost guaranteed 3 points for them. I've clicked very attacking, but I don't think that's a good idea. We're going to go back to positive. That's what we've been playing with. That's what we're going to continue playing with. Ryan Coleman, interestingly, did make his international debut in the last international window against Latvia. Hasn't done anything to his value, which is a little bit frustrating, but these are the way things go. We do have a mostly full strength side. Jake O'Brien is suspended, and you'll see Unai Imaz is back because he picked up a fractured lower leg while out on loan. So we brought him back just so he can be part of the team. Lee Kineen has decided he's not happy with the amount of games he's been starting, so has thrown a fuss and has decided to go and talk to the media about it. So he is sitting this one out. And Denver Addis also requested a transfer. He is off to Larne for it's like 300,000. I'll show you all that when the transfer window opens. I think it'll just be before the Sligo game kicks off. But we're going to be starting with Setford in goal, who's kind of becoming the main goalkeeper. It's between him, Jumber, and Marcello Pitaluga, giving them all an opportunity. Jumber's struggling the most. He's playing games that are less than important. Quigley, Coleman, Duca, and Vincent Day as our back four. Murphy and Fabian in central midfield. Onofriti, Vestergaard, and Carlsberg as our wide men, and Whelan up front. Before we do anything else, actually, I signed a new contract. 2,300. I signed it just about a week ago. It's a 2-year deal. But it said 3 years, but I signed it recently, so it's the end of 2028. So all is looking pretty fruity. We do have a couple of signings already made for the summer window opening. One of them is quite an important player who will be going back to the club that we're signing him from on loan. We should win this one comfortably. He's going back for the rest of the season, so you won't see him playing for us until next season. But you will get to see him in games anyway, because he will be playing against us, because he is a first team player for the team we're playing for, or we're signing him from. We did beat Manchester United, Liverpool, and Man City to sign the player, so I think you could say that's a pretty big deal. I was kind of hoping I could show you the white or the black kits, but I don't think that's going to be in a game today, unfortunately. We do need to play someone like Shamrock Rovers. It's really the only time I think I've seen the black kit. And if you might have noticed at the start of this match, I did set hard tackling on Dihad, because Dihad is ex-Cork City, so we're going to go in a bit hard on him, because he was a bit of a dick when he was here. Duca gets a telling off. It's final warning. Alright, maybe we just do go a little bit. Oh my god, Shelburne have taken the lead. Coleman is put through. It was too wide to take a shot, but Fabian, can he get it across? Finds Carlsberg, just dinking it off the players, and somehow Cox keeps a hold of the ball. Waterford are really living on the edge here. Carlsberg chests it down, finds Fabian, does a little spin move. Vincent Day and Carlsberg was knocked down in the penalty box. In the area. Doesn't matter. Fabian scores his first goal. He's been riddled with injuries so far this year. And I say that, and then I have a player on trial who anyone who's played FM for long enough will know is quite an injury-prone player, but is very good at football. I have Paolo Maria. Yeah, Maria. Oh, there you've just drawn. Our players are getting kicked so hard in the box. Yeah, I've taken him on trial again. I did have him on trial previously because he's a player I like. He was just after being released by Sporting Gijón and has a torn Achilles. And we finally get a penalty. Dahad knocks Whelan over. Whelan stepping up to take a penalty. He's going to score this because he always scores penalties. I think he's missed 3 in the entirety of this save. So you would bet your house on him putting the ball in the back of the net from a penalty. Yeah, we've got Maria in. So potentially going to bring him in. He's only a 3-star player, but I know he's quite good. He hasn't progressed at all, really. He has been pretty much perennially injured. He has spent the majority of this save out injured. Not had too many games, which sucks for him. But Carlsberg just put that one over. In FM21, I did have him playing against me for Ferencváros when I was managing the ROG, but he did pick up so many injuries that I think he retired at the age of 29. I think it was 29. So I'm kind of hoping that if he does pack it in, then I'd potentially be able to get him as a scout. That was quite lucky by Waterford. Coleman misses a header and El Nia puts it in the back of the net just before halftime, but they have a very tired squad at the minute. So I'm not too worried. I'm going to tell the lads to be better at football. Vestergaard has been very quiet today. They're making 2 changes. They needed to freshen up their squad. They are exceptionally tired. That is a goal. It's been given. How have Waterford let that happen? Fabian heads it from 2, maybe 3 yards out. Who did he beat in the air? Dad. Oh, he's just having a terrible game. They're playing him as a no-nonsense centre-back. Vestergaard, probably the first time we've seen him get on the ball today. Fabian, on for a hat-trick. Cox pushes it over. Cox push up. Carlsberg finds Coleman. And keeper puts it over the bar again. So the keeper's playing decently well. Carlsberg finds Duca, but he puts it just high over the bar. Maybe wide. Who knows? Certainly not high. It's getting to that point where probably should make some substitutions. We do have some tired players on the pitch. Carlsberg, you can stay on because I don't have a left winger on the bench. The one time I don't actually put one on the bench is the one time you actually could do it. A rest. We don't really have any other central midfielders. So if I do bring Vestergaard off, I'm going to put Onofriti there. And Richie Logbottom plays a right wing back or right winger, and we shall leave it at the 2 substitutions for now. Ooh, Nugent's picked up an injury for Bohemian. Not ideal for Bulls, seeing as though he's one of their go-to players. Without him, they don't really score too many goals. I'm going to take Coleman off because he's booked, not having a great time. with his, well, he's nearly dead. So we're going to bring on Cathal Heffernan for what has been quite a rare appearance so far. He's been on the bench pretty much all the time, just doesn't get brought on very often. I don't need to take my centre backs off too often because they're quite. Oh, what? How was that a goal? That wasn't even inside the box. That was so far outside the box. I'll take it. I didn't say anything about it. I just assumed it was a weird highlight. But nope. Somehow we get a penalty and Fabian scored a hat-trick. I don't think he'd scored many goals before this match. So it's kind of worked out quite well for him. I think we can safely praise the lads. Shelbourne, just as I say, Rory Keaton's put Shelbourne 3-2 ahead against Derry. If they don't win that game, that'll be soul destroying for them because I don't think they've done that well. Like, to even get to the point where, you know, they could score 3 goals, let alone actually score 3 goals and win a game against second in the league. So that'll be their first league win of the season. That's fantastic for them. But we will be back in just a second for the game against Sligo. There's no point in us coming back for the Cove Ramblers game because that will be just pretty easy going for everybody. Well, not for Cove, but it'll be easy for us. So sit tight. We'll be back in just a second. Right, fellas. So it is now time for us to take on Sligo. But if I can find it, Champions League review. We got some money for TV revenue for coefficient money, and then biggest overachievers, Cork City, boy. Bayern Munich did win, but we managed to get biggest overachievers by making it to the group stage. Inter got knocked out in the group stage, so we made it as far as them, but we actually played more than 6 games. So that was fantastic for us. But now we take on Sligo. This is the most important thing. We have had to make a couple of changes because Paul Kalsberg is just gone away on international duty, which is not ideal. So Deng Bowen is actually going to be playing as an inverted winger, not an inside forward. And Coleman is suspended. Still, Imaz is injured, and Pitaluga has also picked up an injury very recently. Not ideal, but you know, these things happen. So, not too many changes. Actually, Shelbourne didn't win the last game they played. Ended up being 3-3. Oh, I actually forgot to check that until just there. The next game potentially would be without, or the next league game potentially without Quigley, because he is 1 yellow card away from a suspension. That's fine. I don't think that man is ever going to play every game in the season, even if I tried, because he is constantly getting booked. And I love it. The same with Coleman. Just gets booked every time he goes out on the pitch. I think Quigley actually has the most red cards for the squad. I think he's got 2, potentially 2. But yeah, the league is looking pretty okay. Shamrock Rovers did have a very slow start to the season. Vestergaard, what a goal. I didn't think that went in, but get in, my son. 7 minutes in. We are already 1 up. I didn't even think that was going to go in the back of the net. Whelan heading it down to Vestergaard, and he just lets rip in off the post. It goes. Shamrock Rovers are still having a poor start to the season. As I say that, they've jumped up to 6th. It's quite tight from like 5th to 9th. And then it's just a massive drop back to Shelbourne. I think it's fair to say Shelbourne are going down this year. Although they're beating Waterford, so what do I know? They don't seem to be able to keep a lead though, because if they did draw with Derry last time. And Derry are playing Dundalk today. So it's in theory, a tougher game. Dundalk are a decent side. They're not really showing it in some of the games that I've seen them play. But all's good. Vincent Day is actually having a terrible... Ono Freedy did fantastic to get the ball there. Couldn't keep a hold of it. Deng Bones also having a poor game, but Deng Bones not really a player we expect to play all that often. Our left side just seems to be having a bad day. But then again, their right side not having much of a better day. So it's much of muchness. We do have a left back on the bench, so we could make that change. Can't really do an awful lot about left wing. This is why we need some sort of depth at left wing. Wagner can come on for Vincent Day. Don't have anything for Ding Bone, but that's fine. Quigley's not having a great game, but we don't have a right back on the bench. We do have two centre backs, but we don't have Coleman, which is frustrating. I'm gonna bring Richie Logbottom on as a right back because he's actually pretty decent at it. He's played there a couple of times. Probably played there more in the last season or two as a right back than he has as a winger. He does only have like 5 tackling, so not ideal, but it's fine. You do what you gotta do, and he's not a terrible player. He's a pretty attacking wing back, which is what we play on that side. Unafriti does put Cullen Whelan through. Vestergaard can't find the back of the net, so we are still just the 1 goal ahead. 10 minutes ago, we have very tired players. Derek Sullivan can come on for Fabian, because Fabian is dying. Hasn't had the same impact as he did in the last game, which, obviously not ideal for him. But, he's allowed to have a game where he's not the best. Alan Murphy picks up his standard yellow card. He is, by nature, a ball-winning midfielder. Gary Buckley, the substitute for Sligo, smashes it in from all of 30 yards, as it said at the bottom. We're going to go very attacking for the final couple of minutes. I'm not losing to fucking Sligo. I'm not drawing with Sligo. Win. God damn it, guys. Win. No? Fan-fucking-tastic. Disappointed we didn't win, considering we were by far and away the better team. Individuals, I'm going to give out to Vincent Day. You weren't at your best. Ona Freety, not happy with your performance. Deng Bone, not happy with your performance. Logbottom, not happy with your performance. Anyone play well? No. So, fantastic. Yeah, so the transfer window hasn't opened yet. It will be at the end of, or the middle of the month. So we have a little bit of time before paid transfers start coming through. We have signed a couple of players on free transfers, but we're not going to worry about those just yet because neither of them are in or around the first team. One was signed from Leipzig and one was signed from Sion. So we will be back in the next episode to round up the transfer window and play one of the games that's around the end of the transfer window. So if you did enjoy this episode, do of course make sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment down below, whatever you want. It's up to you, my friend. You are the author of your own story, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one.